The title of this video is The Doctor Will See You Now, and it's called that for a very good reason. Because sometimes a lack of energy can be a symptom of something more serious. And if you've followed the steps that we've covered in this video series so far, and you're still feeling tired or listless on a continual or a regular basis, then you should see your doctor ASAP. Now, here are a few common medical conditions that cause tiredness or fatigue, and your doctor will be able to diagnose these and be able to help you find a solution. Okay, now probably the most common cause of tiredness and fatigue that is separate from what we've already discussed is a side effect or reaction to medication. So your doctor will be able to see if there's an alternative to whatever it is that you're taking. And this applies both to prescription and over-the-counter medication. Another common cause of tiredness and fatigue is anemia. And as I said, this is very common and it's very easy to check with a simple blood test. You might be suffering from some type of nutrient deficiency. Your body may be lacking in minerals such as potassium, or it may not be absorbing vitamins correctly, and a vitamin B12 deficiency is a very common cause of tiredness and fatigue. And again, a simple blood test can diagnose these problems too. You may have thyroid problems. Both underactive and overactive thyroid problems can lead to fatigue. You may have diabetes. And if your diabetes is diagnosed early enough, it can be managed before it causes more serious health problems. And you might have some sleep problems. This sounds obvious, but you may not realize it. Perhaps your spouse snores and keeps you awake. Or maybe something wakes you momentarily, preventing you from getting a restful night's sleep. Again, talking to your doctor can help. He or she may be able to prescribe something that helps you sleep, or maybe to recommend something that stops your spouse from snoring and keeping you awake, that sort of thing. And of course, there may be exposure to noxious gases or other substances. Probably the most common one is carbon monoxide. And again, a blood test can check for that. And if it is carbon monoxide, then you may want to get the exhaust system on your car looked at, or your home heating might also need some attention if you're breathing in this carbon monoxide, because that can make you very tired and listless. Another thing that can cause problems is lead poisoning. Perhaps there's a problem with that where you work, or if you live in an older house that's got lead paint on the walls or on the paintwork, that sort of thing. There might be a problem with lead in the environment, lead in your pipe work, that sort of thing. But the sooner you can find that out, the better, because it can lead to all sorts of other health problems. Or there may be other substances connected with your work or with the environment that you live in. So you do need to look into that without delay. And you may be suffering from a virus, and tests that your doctor can perform will be able to tell if you are, and if so, what that virus is. And of course, he or she will recommend a course of treatment. Or you may have some other problem. For example, you might be suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome, which is also known as CFIDS or ME. You might have low blood pressure. You might have low blood sugar. You might be suffering from mononucleosis, also known as glandular fever. You might have hepatitis. That can be very debilitating. You might be suffering from tuberculosis, otherwise known as TB, or you might have something like Lyme's disease or mumps. Or it could be something more serious. Either way, your doctor is the person that you should talk to, and you should do so without delay. Okay, in the final video of this series, I'll go over what we've learned so far and we'll wrap it all up.